I was really pleased with the start of the game this past week. Really, the team did some really good things, in particular that first half. You know, as I mentioned after the game, there's always opportunities that are left out there, and we will focus on those things. But even early in that game, first third down of the game, missed a mental mistake. It's a conversion. The next possession, we feel a clear touchdown and get a procedure. They get another procedure, cost us 4 points right from the start. And that's where we talked about handling the situation. And I think our players were very excited to play at home and sell-out crowd and play well for our fans and for themselves. And really let the situation get the best of us a little bit in certain situations. Again, it pops up a little bit with players trying to do a little bit too much, too soon, instead of just playing the game. But then there were other parts where it was just as good a football as we've played since I've been here for a good portion of that first half. We just did some very good things that I'm very pleased with. A lot of things you could build off of that. And that first half, just in general, there were some mistakes. Like we left 4 points on the board just clearly with the false starts, and then the third down, miscommunication early, or we feel we have a good play there as well. But then the rest of that first half, man, that was some really good football. Very, very proud of the team and their effort and how well we played there for a good stretch. Second half, again, everybody's talking about not scoring, and that's true. We definitely want to put the foot on the gas and continue to play well in that second half. But I thought the opening drive of the second half was a fantastic drive. Had them completely off balance, and really threw it. Mixed up the running it and throwing it, and if you look back on it, you take a 6-minute drive and take 3 points right there. I think we're all happy about that. We just missed the field goal. So Miles will make that the next time, and we had an opportunity to get a little bit closer there as well. And even on the third down play, Terry goes to his last option and just checks it down. We're going to get, even if we don't get the first down, we're going to get some more yards and put it in a more manageable situation for the field goal. So I thought it was a very good drive. Then they come back and they hit the fluke play where Lonnie misplays the ball, and it gets tight for a fraction there, for a bit of the third quarter. But the way our defense was playing and the way our offense was controlling the ball, you always felt like they could go back to that. It was a big piece of it. And if the long drive, as I mentioned after the game, that one, just took up so much time, but we need to get some of those stops. We had opportunities to get stops there and need to get off the field. But again, so wrap it up, I think there was a lot of good things and a lot of things that we can do better, and the team will be excited to see those things today and ready to improve.
When Jimbo Fisher hired you at Florida State, how did that come about? Did you guys know each other previously, or? No,
did not know Jimbo at all. It was a weird scenario. We got in touch with each other, and I went down there. I think my last game, I think we got done playing at Arizona. We just beat USC at USC, and got on a plane the next morning to go down and talk to him, and just went down and met him and his staff, and talked with them for a day and a half, and it worked out, and ended up having a real good stay there. Really enjoyed my time there.
What were your impressions of Jimbo when you first met?
Well, let me go back. We did know each other, but obviously we wasn't one of those guys where we just kept in contact all the time. So I knew him from probably 15 years earlier, 20 maybe, in the South Florida recruiting circuit, running into him down there and knowing him. But so we did have some relationship. But no, I just thought, when I went to work for him, that he was a guy that really, for being a first-time head coach, was really extremely organized and very, very talented with what he was doing.
Didn't you bring him to a UK basketball game?
I didn't bring him. He came, but we met up here. Mm-hmm.
Did you take anything from what you learned?
He had a mutual friend, I think, with him and Coach Cal. But,
did you take anything from him that you might have learned that you brought here as far as running the program?
Oh, there's many things. I can't get into all the specifics, but absolutely. I've talked about that for years, since I've been, this is the first time we played each other, but you guys have heard me talk about him and credit him back for a lot of things for every year I've been here. I've learned different things from him, and there's no question.
What's it going to be like just having him on the opposing sideline this week?
It won't be any different, really, for me, and just I get fond memories, like I told you before, like going back to practices because they were intense and fun sometimes competing with them. But I have really good memories, of coaching under them, and because and I say that because clearly it's not easy. There's some hard times. I was there from day one when he took that job over, and believe me, it's tough going through that, but and there are a lot of tough competitive days and long hours and a steady grind. But I look back at it with fond memories and learned a lot.
Is it a little strange preparing for a conference opponent that you've been here in your 6th year and you still don't have any film to go with?
Yeah, that's a little different. Yeah, you always get some crossovers once in a while, but the A&M definitely for me is a bit, it's definitely new and fresh, so definitely not very familiar with them. So, no different than playing a non-conference opponent, though. You just look at it, and we attack every week, and just look at it and see, what we're going to do and little tweaks, but what we do is what we do for the most part. We just got to apply it to their offense. I'll say this: he has a lot of offense. He could do. He could be very multiple and go a lot of different directions.
When you watch them on, sorry, John. When you watch them on film, do you see like, there's the Jimbo wrinkle I expected, or I've seen that before with
some things, but clearly we all evolve and change. But yeah, there's some things, and again, I respect his mentality of how he goes about calling plays and the way he attacks defenses and the way he coordinates.
When you face a Jimbo Fisher coach team, though, in general, what do you get when you face in general?
Oh, in general, I expect to see a well-coached, tough, hard-nosed football team, and that's Jimbo. Jimbo's, very detailed, but he's tough and hard-nosed, and his teams usually reflect that.